Fever GM justifies need for 8 more guards despite having Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Mitchell. It has been raining guards in Indiana. Re-signing Kelsey Mitchell was a no-brainer and a top priority. The team already had returning guards in Sophie Cunningham and Lexie, along with, of course, Caitlin Clark. But the depth doesn't stop there. They added Tyasha Harris, Kayana Traylor, and Shatori Walker, drafted Raven Johnson at number 10, and signed McConnell and Jessica Timmons to training camp contracts. With questions growing around the team's roster construction, Fever GM Amber Cox has addressed the influx of guards. Last year, they struggled against bigger teams like the Atlanta Dream, as their average height was just about 6 feet. This year, it has in fact decreased slightly. The concern is that the roster may be too guard-heavy, with Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell essentially locked in as starters. However, Amber Cox has explained that this is a corrective measure from last season. Sophie and Ty have not played in game action, so we don't want to overload someone coming back from injury. We expect them to be available and practicing, but there's a difference between not playing games and playing games, Cox said in an interview with Indy Star's Fever Insider. Cunningham is coming off an MCL tear that ruled her out towards the end of last season, while Tyasha Harris missed most of 2025 with a knee injury too. Cunningham did not play in the Unrivaled or any off-season league, and neither did Harris. They will be rusty after such major injuries, which means some extra support is necessary. That factored into some of the decisions in terms of having guard depth to make sure we allow these players to ramp up in an appropriate fashion, Cox added. One of the learnings from last year was that we don't want to play players 40 minutes every night. This schedule is incredibly difficult. We have back-to-backs, and even when we don't, we're playing almost every other day. As per the Indiana Fever's website, heading into training camp, the Fever has 10 guards, including Clark and Mitchell, 3 forwards, and 1 center. Moving on, the 2025 season, it seems, did a number on them. The Indiana Fever had much of their core sidelined, forcing them to rely on emergency signings. In Game 5 against the Las Vegas Aces, which they lost, Kelsey Mitchell's legs reportedly gave out from exhaustion, and she had to be rushed to the hospital, so now the approach is cautious. They are taking a cautious approach with Caitlin Clark as well. She played only 13 games last year because of soft tissue injuries, but she came storming back with an MVP in the Team USA qualifiers earlier this year. Despite that, Stephanie White has a bubble wrap plan for Clark. We also want to be smart. She doesn't need every rep in practice. We want to